Do you live ECU?
R.
Do you bleed purple and gold? Are you ready to hoist the colors?
Hoist the colors!
It's time for the most in-depth look into the world of ECU athletics. Welcome to Hoist the Colors with your host, Stephen Igo on 94.3 The Game. Watch the show live on Facebook and at 943thegame.com. Here's Stephen Igo.
We are 3 days away from East Carolina taking on Temple in Philadelphia, and we are 6 days away from ECU men's basketball tipping off its season. Also, women's basketball getting underway on Monday as well. So we've got a lot to do over the next hour. Welcome into Hoist the Colors on a Wednesday, October 29th edition of the show. Man, this week is just dragging by. We were talking about a pre-show with Philip Pilkington, and it is taking a while to get to Saturday, I guess because it's been so long since East Carolina has played a football game. But we obviously will talk some ECU Temple when James Giglio joins us in the second half of our show. We got intern Isaiah hanging out as well back in the 94.3 The Game studios along with Philip Pilkington. And we are going to have a basketball-heavy show today. We've talked a lot of football. If you guys want to talk football specifically, feel free to drop those questions in the chat. We'll dive more into ECU Temple on Thursday when we're joined by Macy O'Donnell and Ryan Wallen of Owls Daily, the 24/7 Sports Temple site, and when Bobby Harwood joins us Friday. So today is basketball, or at least a lot of basketball. And not only is it going to be a lot of basketball, there's going to be a lot of game picks because we are going to try to pick every single result, all 31 results on ECU's men's basketball schedule for the 2025-2026 season. And we're going to dive right into it here shortly. Philip, are you ready?
Yeah, this is going to be loads of fun.
We already have multiple comments saying, let's talk all football.
Look, man, I don't know what else we're going to say. I get their point, but I don't know what else we can say about this game. Bobby's going to give us a more in-depth film study on Friday for the first half of the show, so that'll be more in-depth stuff that Igo and I could never bring you, and that's what we're getting with football. We'll talk some more tomorrow, but we got Maceo on tomorrow, and we got a Temple guy on tomorrow, so we will talk football the next 2 days, I promise.
And we're not going to have a chance to really talk basketball Thursday. We're not going to have a chance to talk basketball Friday, and we're not going to have a chance to talk basketball Monday. We will talk basketball Tuesday. We're scheduled to be joined by Darren Fault on game day, but this will be our last really in-depth preseason look. And Lane Smith's in the chat. He says, "What's up, fellas? Here, I'll tell you the win total, 10." No sense in talking any further. Let's talk ECU Temple. What do you guys want to know about ECU Temple? Let me know in the chat because we've broken down the matchups. You can read more on Hoist the Colors. We'll get to it. ECU basketball is not serious, Lane says. Well, hey, we're here to make it serious. And if you can't get into Pirate Hoops, then I'm sorry. But we're going to try to get you excited for Pirate Hoops, or at least we think. We'll see as we make these predictions. Thick Poppy says, can't wait to see the new homecoming helmets. I've seen them, and they're sweet. And you guys are going to love them. Now, I don't want to spoil the reveal or tease too much from the athletic department, but it is a true throwback. You guys will love them. So that will probably be revealed next week after the Temple game, hopefully after a win, because we tend to do these uni reveals after a loss, just historically. So hopefully good news. All right. What do you need to know about ECU basketball before we make these picks? Because quite honestly, it's hard to make these picks because we don't know a whole lot about ECU, let alone the opponents. But we're going to have some fun on this Wednesday. So what do we know about ECU? Well, obviously they returned Jordan Riley, first team preseason all-conference pick. That's a pretty big deal for ECU. The Pirates were picked 10th in the preseason American Conference media poll, or not even the media poll, I guess the coaches poll, because the media doesn't do a poll for men's basketball. So 10th, which was a little lower than obviously where they finished last year, which I believe was the 6th seed overall going into the conference tournament. So you lose R.J. Felton, you lose C.J. Walker, you got to replace a lot of production there. In the preseason, we know that Corey Calker, new JUCO transfer, has made an impact. He'll probably start a point guard. We mentioned Riley. He's going to start. Jay Shane Woodard's going to start. You have Travion LeBeau back, probably off the bench. And you brought in Giovanni Imajuru from George Mason, who's going to be your starting five. Outside of that, it's kind of wide open, at least for those of us outside the program. We do know ECU scrimmage Wake Forest, a mid-level ACC team, and lost pretty badly per Demon Deacon Digest, which is our Wake Forest 24/7 sports site. And then they scrimmaged Davidson. Tight contest. Davidson picked, I think, to finish 10th or 11th in the Atlantic 10. and lost in overtime, although basically overtime was all walk-ons and reserve players. So that's what we know. And, Philip, before we make our picks, I think most people have limited expectations going in, so I just want to make that clear. Like, I don't think we're going to be picking ECU to make the NIT or the NCAAs, but I personally have no clue what I'm going to pick. I'm going to go off gut feel as we run this thing down, but I'm ready to make some picks because it's always fun.
It'll be fun. The tough thing is, you said we've got limited expectations. I think every team in the country, for the most part, has like limited expectations. Like, how do you know what you've got? I mean, there's the Blue Bloods, and there's some other big time teams who feel really good. Teams who've had televised scrimmages, but everybody else is kind of in the same boat we're in. So I know this isn't the most exciting maybe thing to do, but I think every other radio show in the country right now who's doing this for their local school is kind of in the same boat. So we're not in the minority, we are in the majority.
And the other thing, too, there's a lot of comments about, hey, ECU basketball, look, historically it's been bad, it'll stay bad, et cetera. Like, I do think there is a problem, and it's not the fans' fault. I want to make that clear. Like, it's hard to change a culture when you've had a poor basketball product for so many years. And I'm not going to come up here and, pump sunshine everywhere and say they're going to go out and be phenomenal this year. But, like, it's still a major – if you want to get to a bigger conference, ECU has got to have a productive men's basketball program. Football obviously can only take – I mean, it takes you a long ways, but, like, you got to progress men's basketball-wise. So I'm just saying it is an important sport. It is important to follow. And the Pirates won 19 games last year. So we'll see if they can find a way to win a bunch more this year. Let's dive into it, and we will break it down as we go along. To give some context on who ECU is playing, I'll share the Ken Palm preseason rankings for each of the programs. So the Pirates tip off the season, Georgia Southern, November 4th, inside Minges Coliseum. Georgia Southern has a third-year coach, former assistant at Alabama. They improved a lot last year, but they're preseason ranked 272nd by Ken Palm. Georgia Southern to open the season, a winner or loss, Philip?
I have only been present to see Georgia Southern play East Carolina one time. That was on November 20th, 2023. The Pirates won by 18. Give me the same result again. I'm going ECU.
If there's one thing ECU basketball knows how to do, it's win season openers. I think it's like 20-plus years in a row they've won season openers at this point. Now, typically that's against like Limestone or some school I've never heard of. But this year they're going to do it against a respectable program. I do expect Georgia Southern to be a quality team. Third-year coach. But I think ECU gets it done at home, 1-0. The Pirates then, in their second game, they head on the road to Richmond. Now, Richmond is a historically strong basketball program. They are preseason number 119 nationally by Ken Palm, so inside the top 120. This is a tough A-10 road game. They were down last year, but the year before that were I want to say a tournament team the year before that, and then an NIT quality team the year before that. So I don't have the exact date there. But either way, solid program at Richmond. What you got?
I'm going to go with a loss. We always seem to struggle in this Saturday game that's going on during a football game, especially on the road up in the Commonwealth of Virginia. It kind of doesn't seem to matter who we play. We always struggle to win this basketball game. So I am going to go with the Spiders.
I'm going loss as well. I really wanted to cover this game. I hate that it's on the same day as ECU Charlotte in football. Richmond obviously on the road. For me, this is simple. ECU's got to prove they can go win a road game like this. I think talent-wise, the two teams should be kind of similar, although I like Richmond's roster a tad better, and they're playing at home. Give me Richmond 1-1. All right, ECU then host Elizabeth City State. I mean, this is a non-D1 game. This is going to be a win. We're both in agreement here. I mean, there's no point of even going further. All right, 2-1. 1-1 according to the net because non-D1 games don't count, but 2-1 overall. And then ECU goes back on the road. Another tough road game at UNCW, November 18th on a Tuesday night. UNCW projected to be right behind Richmond, 120 preseason Ken Palm. This is another situation for me on the road. I'm going L until proven otherwise. Philip?
Yeah, same. This is a tough place to play. They pack it in. This is the sport they care about, and we just never win in Wilmington. That's not a basketball problem. That's an ECU athletics problem. We never win in Wilmington.
Yeah, look, if ECU goes and wins this game, that would be a statement win. That place, it gets full an hour before tip-off anytime the Pirates roll in there. It's a fun atmosphere to watch a game, though. ECU then returns home Charleston Southern, November 21st. This is a Friday night. Charleston Southern, probably one of the weakest teams on ECU's non-conference schedule, 321 out of the Big South in preseason KenPom. This has to be a W. ECU improves to 3-2.
Yeah, the Pirates over the Buccaneers, baby. We're the better Pirates.
3-2, going to the tough Fort Myers tip-off. ECU will take on Michigan State on Tuesday, November 25th. Michigan State is preseason number 25 by KenPom. Obviously, we all know how good Michigan State is in basketball. And then they take on St. Bonaventure. And the Bonnies are preseason 122nd in KenPom. That'll be on Thanksgiving Day out of the Atlantic 10. Again, this is a tough stretch. I think realistically, if you can steal the St. Bonaventure game, you feel good. You know you're going to be massive dogs against Michigan State. I'm going 0-2 here in the Fort Myers tip-off. Philip, how about you?
Yeah, I'm not going to pick against Tom Izzo in this situation. It's just tough to do. And as far as St. Bonaventure, this is one of the more put-together programs in the Atlantic 10 Conference. The Atlantic 10 is not what it was, say, in 2013, 2014 when they were getting half the conference into the tournament, but I still think the Bonnies are a good program. You never know year to year, but they've stayed pretty consistent in this portal era, so give me the Bonnies in that one. So I'll pick the Pirates going 0-2 here as well.
All right, 3-4 coming back home for some winnable home games, and it'll be UMass, also known as Maryland Eastern Shore, on December 2nd. They are very similar to Charleston Southern. This is a game that ECU has to win at home. I think they do. They're, by the way, 365 Division I teams. They are preseason number 361.
Yeah, UMass is just usually MEAC schools struggle in Greenville, so I'm gonna go with the Pirates.
Pirates then host UNC Greensboro, preseason number 235 by KenPom, and this is kind of a sneaky tough game. You get in that. It's not quite Christmas time, but you get in that window December 6th where you can get some of these sleepy games. This is a Saturday afternoon game. I think ECU wins it at home, though, in ugly fashion. So 5-4 on the year.
I'm going to agree with you here. I think the Spartans are down from what they were, let's say, in 2018 when they were in the NCAA tournament, and it seemed like it was always between them and East Tennessee State fighting at 1 and 2 for that conference championship. And the Spartans were a really good program, and they just haven't been able to find that consistency here over the last 3 or 4 years. So I like the Pirates.
Pirates then host another in-state team, Appalachian State, arguably your biggest non-conference home game. You wish you had Richmond, UNCW at home. That'll be next year. App State comes to town on a Thursday, December 11th. They are preseason number 195 by KenPom. I think this is a game you should get some pretty good attendance. This is the start of a home-and-home. Boone to Greenville is a long trip. Give me the Pirates on a weeknight. By the way, this is apparently a whiteout game, according to the schedule.
Yeah,
how do we feel about whiteouts?
Tough. It's. I think we lose one of the next two between App and Buffalo. I'm just not sure which one. It seems like we always lose the weeknight home game. One game we shouldn't lose. So give me the Mountaineers in this one.
All right, Philip, this is our first differing thoughts. Philip is going with the Mountaineers. I do have ECU running the table in these winnable non-conference home games. That would be a step in the right direction because that has been a struggle in the past. Buffalo, which made the NCAA tournament years ago when they had it humming, they have struggled the last few years. They're preseason number 329 in KenPom. So, how much can they get back to what they used to do? I don't know. They've been struggling recently. This is a Sunday 1 o'clock tip-off. I think I may be watching NFL instead, but
yeah,
give me the Pirates
Bobby Hurley was still coaching Buffalo. I would feel better about the Bulls' chances in this contest. Also, might be more intrigued by this game. But Sunday at 1 o'clock in the middle of the NFL season. Come on, man, what are we doing out there? But I do think the Pirates bounce back after a tough loss against App, and I will get them victorious in this one.
They're going to be wanting to watch the Buffalo Bills that day. The Buffalo Bulls will, and I think the Pirates get it done. All right, and then you get Presbyterian at home on the 17th. This is your home non-conference finale. I think ECU should beat Presbyterian. Preseason 280 in the KenPom. This should be a dub.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough day to be a Blue Hoe. Yes, that is their mascot.
Tough day to be a Blue Hoe. it be on December 17th, Wednesday. And then the non-conference finale. Pirates will venture to Chapel Hill, the Dean Smith Center, Monday, December 22nd. I will say, look, I'm not picking ECU to win this game, but like this is a prime upset spot. Christmas, students gone. Can it happen, Phillip? Hubert Davis is coaching.
Yeah, this does seem like right around the time Carolina has their letdown game. In past years, it's been Wofford. It's been Northern Iowa. That was a road game, though, about a decade ago. This is the time they get that letdown game, but I am going to pick the Tar Heels in this one as much as it pains me to do. I would never pull for Carolina in anything, maybe in baseball if they were playing the Yankees, but I'm going to pick Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, you got to go UNC here for obvious reasons, and I have UNC winning the finale of the non-conference schedule as well. It would be good if ECU has a solid non-conference just to have some good build-up into that game. That'll be an 8 o'clock tip-off on ACC Network. So I've got ECU going 8-5 non-con. You have them going 7-6 non-conference. Those would both be winning records. Combined, we only have them losing one winnable home game, but we also have them winning 0 away games combined. So I think that would be pretty much meeting your expectations if that happens. So let's go ahead and get a break in. We'll come back. We got a lot of conference games to pick. We'll do that on the other side. Also continue sending your questions because James Giglio will join us, and we'll get to some football talk as well. This is Hoist the Colors on a Wednesday.
The team of Flatlands Jessup is working overtime to help ensure that Eastern North Carolinians like you get the health insurance help you need this open enrollment period. New legislation passed meaning more people than ever qualify for affordable coverage. Let us help you today.
Big tax credits are back. Get a 30% tax credit, up to $2,000 off your new Mitsubishi electric heat pump install. Let Comfort Master help you take advantage of the tax credits with a qualifying Mitsubishi electric ducted heat pump or non-ducted Mitsubishi electric mini splits. Mitsubishi electric mini splits are ideal for bonus rooms, garages, or sunrooms. If you need a new HVAC unit, call Comfort Master today.
Call Comfort Master. Call Comfort Master.
You know what the problem is with standard belts? Usually you have to choose between too tight or the opposite, too loose. But with Anson Belt and Buckle, you don't have to choose. We got rid of the holes and instead have a track system designed for micro adjustability. That way you can enjoy a perfect fit every time. Anson Belt and Buckle. Find your perfect fit today.
Healthwise Pharmacy rounds the bases with all of your infusion, retail, compounding, and medical equipment needs. Locally owned and operated by pharmacist Marcy Parker, Healthwise has grown to be your most trusted provider for infusion services. Currently providing in-home or on-site infusions in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. Visit Healthwise Pharmacy at 615B South Memorial Drive or call 252-295-0059 to speak to a patient service representative to find the option that best suits your needs.
Tired of the 1-800 numbers advertising Medicare products? Flatlands Jessup has 6 offices all throughout Eastern North Carolina. Get face-to-face help from our local award-winning licensed team. Stop by today. Flatlands Jessup, your whole world covered.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers does real burgers better than anybody. And don't forget about the cheese sticks, fresh salads, and more. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, burgers and sports at its best.
Go Pirates! Arg!
In this age of globalization, we've learned that bigger isn't always better. Ever tried to get phone help from a big corporation from a real person? Right. That's what's so nice about Phelps Chevrolet. After more than 50 years serving our community, Phelps remains family-owned and operated. Mike, Daryl, Wave, West, Alan, and Clay deliver hometown service and integrity, same as always. They share your experience, they share your values, and they are ready to help with any motoring need. Come get you one.
Oh, hey, welcome back. You got here just in time. This is Hoist the Colors on 94.3 The Game.
Welcome back in on this Wednesday. We're doing our basketball game-by-game breakdown, making our picks. We just wrapped up non-conference. We're rolling through this. We'll get to some football talk later when James Giglio joins us, so keep those questions coming in the chat. I've got ECU 8-5 through non-conference, winning every home game, losing every away game. There's about a 1% chance that actually comes to fruition based on our history of following this thing. But hey, that's how I have it on paper. As far as winning every home game, it's tough to do for ECU at times. Philip has them at 7-6. He has them losing to App State and losing every away game in the non-con. So let's get into the conference again. Quick recap before we dive into game-by-game. Preseason poll had Memphis winning the league, South Florida with 2 first-place votes in second, followed by Tulane, UAB, and Wichita to round out the top 5. FAU, North Texas, Tulsa, and Temple, and then ECU in 10th, UTSA, Rice, and Charlotte to round it out. The Pirates will open conference play on New Year's Eve, a noon tip-off, December 31st on a Wednesday. Interested to see the attendance for this game. It'll be Tulane at ECU. If there's one thing ECU can do along with winning season openers, they beat Tulane inside Minges Coliseum, and they're going to do that again. Rowan Brumbaugh, the preseason player of the year. This is a W for the Pirates. Corey Glore gets sent home in miserable fashion.
I'm with you here, man. I'm 100% with you. The question is this even the biggest game that day for Tulane? Is Tulane still playing in the college football playoff or something? I don't think so. But I'm glad this is a noon tip. Get it over with early. Get us home in time to watch those big games. But I'm gonna go with the Pirates here. Starting conference play 1-0.
The Pirates will then take on Temple, the Liacouras Center in Philly. A tough place to play. This will be a Wednesday night. Temple, I think, is going to be solid this year. Did lose some pieces, but I'm going to go with an L. Again, a road game ending with an L. Philip.
It's going to be interesting. You're going to have that entire week off. You won't play that weekend to start conference play. So very early conference bye here for the Pirates. I think they come out fresh, and I feel like this is one of those games you look back at the end of the season and you're like, dang, that was one that got away. It always seems like there's one early in conference play on the road, whether it be FAU a couple years ago when they were ranked, or I think there's been actually one at Temple in the past. So I think this one's close. Give me the Pirates to cover what will probably be like an 8 or 9 point spread, but the Owls to win it.
Yeah, Temple ECU always is great drama for whatever reason. Doesn't matter where it's played. Usually that game in basketball goes down to the wire. Pirates will return home to face UAB. ECU got the Blazers at home last year. Can they do it again? This will be January 11th. I'm going to say, and I will say this, I looked at UAB's roster during the break. They basically have an entirely new team, but I'm going to trust Andy Kennedy here. I'm going to take the Blazers to have another good year and win this game.
I'm there with you. Yeah, I think they did a good job picking up good guys, and this is something they've done before. They're kind of used to this high roster turnover and having success with it, so give me UAB.
Then you got to go to South Florida, the Yuengling Center. Another tough conference game on the road early. I think this ends in an L. I've got them going to 1-3 in conference.
There's always one game that it seems like we don't show up for. I have a bad feeling this might be it. Give me the play.
So we're both at ECU at 1-3 in conference. ECU then gets Charlotte at home. Rivalry game. They swept them last year. Charlotte was way down last year. I think personally, I don't know if their head coach survives another year. I think they have another tough year this year. I think this is a win in Minges on January 18th.
Yeah, I do hate this for Aaron Fern. He seems like a great guy. I love that lightning in a bottle he caught 2 years ago. You want to see just him personally have success. Not saying we want him to win this game, and not that we're ever really pulling for Charlotte. Unless they're playing like Carolina or NC State. But I do think the Pirates improved to 2-3 with a victory here over Aaron Fern's program.
Then a tough 2-game road trip at Wichita State at North Texas. I would assume they're going to stay on the road here Wednesday, Saturday.
We thought that last year.
Yeah, that's true. ECU's had success at Wichita, but I think Wichita with another year with their coaching staff, I think they're going to be better. I think North Texas, the Super Pit's always a tough place to play. I'm going to group these two together, go both road L's for the Pirates.
Yeah, I think Wichita could be a dark horse contender to step up and win this conference. As you mentioned, preseason number 5. This team could very well be fighting for a conference championship. I think that the Pirates do drop both these games in the Central Time Zone.
Rice at home. This has got to be a W on January 28th, right?
The only thing worse than losing to food is losing to toothpaste. I don't see Colgate on the schedule. You better not lose to food.
Got to get the winnable home games in this conference because the road trips aren't easy. Then a trip to FAU. I hate to keep doing this, but ECU basketball on the road. FAU, talented team. They are another year removed from Dusty May. I'm going to go lost here, though.
Yeah, this is one of those where I think if ECU is going to pull off the upset on the road, this would be it. And if we go back and we re-pick these after out-of-conference play, which I think could be a fun segment there kind of in December when it's a week not really near the bowl game, this would be fun to do. Right now I'm going to have it as a loss, but if this ECU team really shocks me in a good way, I might change this one to a victory because there is always that one road game that you thought we had no business winning that we get. This sounds like it, but I'm going loss for now.
And just looking at the schedule, a lot of the tough conference road games are early on. And so it's all the more important to try to win some of these home games, maybe still win on the road. Speaking of home games, ECU returns home in early February. They go the 7th and the 11th, back-to-back home games. Temple, Saturday. I think the Pirates split with Temple this year, get this one at home. And then I'm going to go ahead and pick the next game too. UTSA at home. I think they win that long travel for the Roadrunners. They will be improved this year under their second-year head coach, but I'm going to go a 2-0 sweep here. I guess I've got the Pirates winning almost every home game, apparently.
It sounds like you do. I'm going to differ from you in this Temple contest. I think the Pirates fall in that one, but I do think they are able to get the Roadrunners at home.
All right, then back on the road to Rice. Can ECU sweep Food? I'm going to say that ECU does.
I'm with you. I think this is a big victory. I think they bounce back. Or no, sorry, they put on a 2-game back-to-back winning streak after a tough home loss to Temple.
Wichita State comes to Minges on February 18th. Pirates didn't get it done on the road in our picks earlier. This is the military appreciation game, and Wichita has struggled in Greenville recently. Give me the Pirates here to take down the Shockers.
I am looking at their schedule real quick. If this is their second game on the East Coast, I'm going to pick ECU. If it's not, I'm going to pick Wichita. They're going to be at home. It's only a quick pit stop. They're at home Saturday. They've got plenty of rest. I think, like I said, they're a dark horse title contender for me. They will be at home the previous Saturday, so I'm going to go with the Shockers on this one.
ECU returns to Charlotte for the return game on February 21st. This will be a Saturday noon tip on ESPN2 or U. We know Halton Arena gets buzzing for the Pirates, and I know they got them last year in Halton. I think Charlotte gets them this time, and they split the season series.
I'm going to differ here. Like I said, I don't even know if Aaron Fern's coaching at this point. The tough thing is East Carolina will probably be playing. I think I can go ahead and say this. They're going to be playing Carolina baseball that day because that's the second weekend of the season. I mean, I don't think I'm telling tales out of school here. It's going to be the season opener, and that's going to be the Carolina series. Unfortunately, not a lot of Pirate fans will be in attendance as they normally are when we travel there because of the baseball game against Carolina. It'll probably be the neutral site game. Usually that Saturday is, but I still like the Pirates in this one.
I love that you're breaking down already the basketball schedule overlap. Good stuff. UTSA
makes our jobs tough here at the station.
That is true. The Convocation Center, also known as your local YMCA, they basically play it in like a high school gym. Look, UTSA I think will be better. This is going to be my one road win. ECU goes to UTSA. I had Rice on the road as well. Pirates go to UTSA and get the win, season sweep of the Roadrunners. So give me ECU here.
Why are we playing UTSA and Rice so close on the road but not back-to-back? I mean, this is just stupid. I think the second travel out west after, it's going to be weird. We're going to probably drive to Charlotte, bus back, then turn around and get on a plane. What I hope they do here is they do what we did a couple years ago in baseball where we played down in Charlotte on like a Tuesday or a Wednesday, and we went and flew out of Charlotte for that series at Wichita. Remember that happened? That was the one where unfortunately got sick. The whole team did, and our luggage was left behind in Dallas or some crap. But I don't think they do that here, and I think that there's all the crazy travel is not good, and UTSA gets this one.
Memphis rolls into Greenville March 1st, Minges Coliseum. It'll be a 2 o'clock tip-off on a Sunday. Are the Tigers going to be on upset alert here?
Is this in the middle of the LeClaire Classic?
I would believe so, yeah. 2 o'clock on a Sunday. It's got to be, right?
I think Minji's is buzzing, man. They're ready for that LeClaire Classic, and I think the Pirates let them down. Give me the Tigers.
Pirates can't get it done. Yeah, I mean, I will say ECU is good for at least 1 or 2 home upsets a year. I've already got them beating Wichita at home, and as we've said, I expect Wichita to be good. I think Tulane kind of falls in that category too. So I'm going to go Memphis gets the W here. They're probably playing for an NCAA tournament berth at this point. So I'm going to go Tigers.
Oh, my goodness. We both distrusted Penny Hardaway. We're idiots.
Yeah, these Pirates are definitely winning this game. Tulsa will be the home finale on Thursday, March 5th, 7 p.m. This is, by the way, an ESPN2 or U game. And Tulsa projected to be 139 in preseason KenPom. We'll see how that turns out. I'm going to go win here, though. ECU gets it done. Mike Schwartz takes out his former team that he used to be assistant on.
Michael is recruiting away my guy who is supposed to be out here typing up our picks here. So I did you say win or lose? I was trying to.
I have a win over Tulsa.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah. Thanks, Michael, for stealing my intern. I appreciate that. I have us with a win as well.
Regular season finale at UAB, Sunday, March 8th. And
loss.
Yeah, I mean, this is a loss. The problem here is ECU always gets stuck with this road game right before the conference tournament. And it's like they're already focused on the conference tournament and they just get smacked in the spot. It doesn't matter who the coach is, what the team is, and I think UAB is a tall task here. Your seed may be locked in at this point. You're prepping for the tournament, so give me a loss here to conclude the regular season. So do we have I lost count of what our record was. Do we have that tallied up by chance?
I lost it too, but interesting here. We finish on the road at UAB. I'm guessing if we do make the conference tournament, we'll just stay.
You just stay.
Yeah,
March 8th, and then the tournament starts in Birmingham March 11th at a different location, but still in Birmingham, different arena, I should say.
Yeah, Isaiah is counting us both up right now. The tough thing is we both don't have the same picks. It's a little easier during the out-of-conference, so maybe we'll add these up and mention them after the break.
Let's get a break in. We'll count them up. I think we're both going to be around 500. James Giglio standing by. He's also counting up his win total. He's ready to make his pick for the coming season as well. So we'll do that. We'll count that up during the break. I promise we'll get to your questions, football or basketball related, after this as well. And we'll welcome in James Giglio. This is Hoisted Colors on a Wednesday.
Storm season is approaching. North Carolina weather can damage your roof, and before long, a small leak can turn into a big problem. Your home is one of your biggest investments, so protect it with Wells Home Improvements.
We work with all insurance companies for a hassle-free roof installation experience. Call us today and get 10% off your roof installation when you mention this commercial.
252-227-8403 or visit us online at wellshomeimprovements.com. Wells Home Improvements. Local, honest, dependable.
This is about you, your family, and the health of all who live in Eastern North Carolina. This is about the transformation of a health system into something more powerful and more human. About creating new ways to treat disease and keep you well. This is about ECU Health, which is to say, it's really all about you. ECU Health. Minds, hearts, purpose.
You have a choice when you invest in insurance, and when you choose First State Insurance Advisors, you're working with people you can trust. Clark Stallings has deep ties in the community. His team, including Keaton Smith, Regina Asby, Phil Leyva, Max Joyner Jr., Max Joyner III, and Ginger Smith, provides knowledgeable and professional advice. First State Insurance Advisors is an independent insurance agency. They offer all types of personal insurance as well as various types for business. Call or email First State Insurance Advisors today. We want to be your trusted choice agency.
Acre Station Meat Farm, along with Lane Angus Beef, bring you Farm to Fork Beef.
Stock your freezers now with affordable beef boxes just in time for the grilling season.
Farm to Fork Beef brings quality local beef to your family. From your traditional butcher shop, Acre Station Meat Farm. Come on down to Acre Station Meat Farm and find out why we're #1 in fresh cuts and friendly service.
Acre Station Meat Farm, Highway 32 North, Pinetown. At National Finance, we're all about hometown support, just like ECU football. National Finance helps us win on and off the field. They've got your back when you need it most. Fast, easy personal loans for life's big plays. And just like us, they're committed to Eastern North Carolina. National Finance, proud supporters of ECU athletics. Visit nfcmoney.com for loans as fast as today.
Remember, get the podcast of the show on the IBX Media app or where you get your podcasts.
Got it. You don't have to tell me twice. I remember it exactly.
Stephen Igo and Hoist the Colors on 94.3 The Game.
All right, we just made our game-by-game basketball picks. We'll get James Giglio's official picks at the end of the show along with intern Isaiah, but we did tally it during the break. Phillip has 14-17, 7-11 in the conference. I originally had 17-14, 9-9. I'm changing my UTSA game on the road to a loss, and I'm going to go with 16-15, 8-10 in conference. That's my official prediction.
All right, is that the first or second UTSA game? Because we put this together 2 minutes before the show, and I just wrote out the opponents, not the home and away.
The second one is on the road.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with an L there. All right, people want us to talk football, so we'll get that in with James Giglio now, and we'll get some time to talk basketball towards the end. James Giglio, how you doing? First off, congrats on your New York Jets victory. You are no longer a fan of the only winless team in the NFL, so that you got to feel pretty good, right?
Yeah, it was a good Sunday. I'm glad the Jets won finally on the board. We don't have the number 1 pick anymore, which sucks, but I'm just glad we got a win. Glad we got a win for Nick Mangold as well.
No doubt. Sad situation there with him passing. So ECU Temple, are you excited about this game? What are your thoughts on this football game this Saturday?
Yeah, I'm excited. Temple's kind of been a nice surprise in the American this year. I didn't think they're going to be that good. They have a first-year head coach, and they've been a nice surprise. They put up a lot of points. They played scrappy versus Navy. They ended up losing by 1. I think they gave Georgia Tech a nice little run, who's now a top 10 team in the country. So I'm pretty excited. It's a road game. I'm excited we have a Saturday game, and I'm excited the game's not at night. I don't think ECU's had a single day game so far this season.
Non-evening game. It was 6 o'clock for Campbell, and I think every other game has been 7:30 or later. And ECU, a 4.5-point favorite, going to Temple. You look at obviously Temple's got a better record, 5-3. ECU's 4-3. But if you look at a lot of the power ratings, ECU is kind of well ahead of Temple, I should say, due to play-per-play success rate. I do think Temple has improved quite a bit throughout the season, just watching their team. I don't know. How do you feel about the line, 4.5? You think ECU can cover that? Do you think it's right? Should it be Temple favored? How are you feeling there?
Yeah, I think ECU should definitely be favored. I think 4.5 is a good line. Again, going on the road, there's not really much of an environment in Temple. They're one of those schools that play in an NFL stadium, so I don't mind the line. And like we just said, Temple's been scrappy. I think that they lost. They put up a lot of points. And I think this will be a shootout game and a big test for ECU, but I expect them to win. I would go they cover, maybe win by 6 or 7 points, touchdown.
If you haven't already out there and you're a member of Hoist the Colors, make sure you read Bobby Harvard's film study on ECU and Temple because, after watching them on tape, I knew their offense was playing well. Obviously, quarterback Evan Simon, he's thrown 21 touchdowns to 0 picks. The one thing that stands out about them is they have a complete offense. They have a tight end who is legit, an England native, Peter Clark, 6'6", 265, 23 catches on the year, 4 touchdowns. They've got a physical running back averaging 5.5 yards per carry in Jay Ducker. They've got a fast running back averaging 7 yards per carry in Hunter Smith. They've got a 6'4" receiver, Kajaya Holloway, who makes a lot of contested catches. And they have a slot guy, Jojo Bermudez, who has 28 receptions to rank second on the team. So this is a complete offense, guys. And maybe when I started to look at that matchup at during the bye week, I knew that Simon was playing well. And now I can see why, Philip, because honestly, they've got kind of an answer for everything you present to them defensively. So this is a game kind of like James was saying. I expect to be in the high 20s at minimum, probably in the 30s. I think the total was at 57.5, has since risen to 58.5. I'm expecting a lot of points on Saturday because their defense is gettable as well.
Yeah, it is. And, you going off, you said they kind of have anything that you are going to throw at them. They have a counter. You mentioned the tight end play, back to the receiver play, but part of the reason that they are in this situation is their ability to run the ball on first down. This is a team who really, we were talking about this on Patrick's show yesterday, where a lot of times teams don't have two opportunities to get a first down. They have a bad first down play, so second down is just getting them into third and manageable. Well, they get themselves into second and manageable a lot, so they don't really have to call a second down play to just gain yardage. They call a second down play with intent of picking up a first down because they know they are already in a situation where they can do that again on third down. And when you're in that situation, it allows you to be a little more free-flowing, and it also puts you in a situation where, hey, if the play breaks down, you don't have to force the ball in somewhere, and that's where Evan Simon can take a sack and throw the football away, or can just, dump it down to a check down option. Whereas if you're behind the sticks, maybe you're a little scared to throw to that check down option because it's only going to give you a 3rd and 7 or 3rd and 8. So I like their ability to run the football and, like I said, utilize the tight end there early. They have a lot of 2nd and 4, 2nd and 5 opportunities, and they win first down a lot.
Looking at some of the numbers on Pro Football Focus, a lot of play action from this Temple offense. 42.3% of their dropbacks are play action. Now, some of that is RPO, where the quarterback is reading it and making the decision to pull it or to hand it off, and some of that is just a designed play action pass built off the run game Philip was just talking about. The one thing that stands out is teams are blitzing him 42% of the time. And I won't say he struggled against the blitz, but his numbers against the blitz are much lower than when not blitzed. He's grading out at an 82.0 level, according to Pro Football Focus, when blitzed, or when not blitzed, and then when blitzed, he's grading out at 69.8. So that's on a scale of 0 to 100. So you got 16 days to prepare, James, and you don't want to overthink it, but I think we'll see a lot from ECU defensively on Saturday because they've had so much time to prepare. It's just, would you lean towards being more aggressive in a game like this and taking chances, knowing they have some weapons that can beat you, or do you try to sit back in coverage and kind of allow them to dictate the game?
Yeah, like you guys were just saying, I think this is going to be a shootout kind of game, so I think it's time to be aggressive, time to take some tee shots to Anthony Smith, Yannick Smith, get Brock Spalding some catches so he can get out in space and run. Temple's going to put up a lot of points. Their receivers have been good. Their quarterback, like you said, he's got some crazy stats so far this year. They got this one receiver, Holloway, who I don't think I could pronounce his first name. He's kind of burst onto the scene here these last 3 weeks. Navy, he had 9 catches, 146 yards. Charlotte, he had a touchdown. And then this past game versus Tulsa, he had 10 catches and 3 touchdowns. So Temple definitely has some weapons, and I think ECU is going to have to use their weapons to keep up with Temple on what I think is going to be a shootout game. I expect mid-30s. You said high 20s. I'm thinking mid-30s for this one.
Yeah, I think there's a very good chance. Lane is saying 47-17. I'm saying if the Pirates win in that fashion, that would be a statement. I do think the one thing, Temple, when they have gotten behind, they have struggled. But look, that was against Oklahoma and Georgia Tech, which are 2 pretty premier opponents. So we'll see. I think this is going to be a tight one-possession game unless you just have a bunch of turnovers, and that would seem to not be indicative of Temple this year. And ECU's been better taking care of the ball too.
Did Lane specify a winner, or did he just say that?
He just said 47-17. Now, he might be talking about ECU basketball. Who knows?
No, well, what it is Lane usually picks the home team in Lincoln Financial Field, and that's what's got me worried in Lane's pick. He does usually pick the Pirates, but he also picks the home team in Lincoln Financial Field. So I don't really know how to interpret that, Lane. We need a little bit more of a specification. We know how you feel about the guys from Lincoln Financial. Also, Lane's family or whatever's from Philly, right? Because he's like a Philly everything fan. Lane's probably a Temple fan and just won't tell us.
Lane, let us know. We know he's not an ECU basketball fan, so let us know who you're a fan of in basketball, and let us know who you're pulling for this weekend. All right, we have a comment from Johnny Stats, and he says the average margin of victory in the series in the American is 21.6 points per game. The Pirates average 45.5 points in a win and 11.1 in a loss. Whoever leads at halftime is 9-1 and has won the last 8 in a row. Are you talking about the Temple game, Whoever leads at halftime, or is it
I think he's
Temple
talking about
series?
Temple ECU series is what he's talking about.
Okay.
The tough thing, and I like where Johnny's stats come from this, but I want to kind of look at it too. What is the difference in the final season record? It seems like, at the beginning of the time of the American, Temple was very good football-wise. You think, obviously there was a little time, I guess, at the very, very beginning, both ECU and Temple were good. Then Temple got good. We had Scotty Moe. And then there was obviously, we've been good of late, and they've not been good. So that might have a little bit to do with it. And I think I'm trying to do the math here on when that one game was where the team that led at halftime ended up losing. Was that the November 1st fumble game where it was cold, or did we just lose the whole game in that one?
The November 1st fumble game, that was 2014. Yeah, the first ever game in the American.
Okay,
yeah, that
so this
was,
would have been the second then. The year after that, probably.
Yeah, that's basically been it. That's 15 year. That was Ruff's last year, but they came in ranked and put it on them pretty good. And then after that, it was basically either, like you said, one team's been really good, one team's been really bad. And this year, I think it's been pretty. I still think ECU is a better team, but I think the teams are about even when you factor in home field advantage, or at least Temple being able to play at home. And also, you look at Temple, they beat UTSA by 6, they lost to Navy by 1, and they beat Tulsa by 1. So, they trend towards playing a closer game, I think, this year, given their style of play against a team that's similar to them. So we'll see. Any official prediction yet, James, before we get a break in and talk some hoops on the other side?
Yeah, I was actually going to say, I think this line moved to 5.5, but I was leaning ECU 38, 34, 38, 31. I think that's what I'll stick with. I don't think the line's going to change my prediction. I expect ECU to win by a touchdown.
All right, James Giglio is on the board. Philip and I will make our official picks on Friday. Let's go ahead and get a break in, guys. We will get James's pick for basketball, also in turn Isaiah after the break, get their record predictions, their thoughts on the season to come. And we'll also talk some World Series with James as well, as the Blue Jays got back on the board last night with a win to even the series at 2 games apiece. This is Hoist the Colors. Final segment is on the way.
Hurry to Greenville Toyota for model year-end savings on a Camry. Just $229 a month. $229 a month. Or new RAV4, $279 a month. $279 a month. Only during our model year-end move-out. Right now at Greenville Toyota.
You know what the problem is with standard belts? Usually you have to choose between too tight or the opposite, too loose. But with Anson Belt & Buckle, you don't have to choose. We got rid of the holes and instead have a track system designed for micro-adjustability. That way you can enjoy a perfect fit every time. Anson Belt & Buckle. Find your perfect fit today.
Daughtridge Gas and Oil has been your dependable propane supplier for 95 years. Their trained technicians can service and properly install all your propane and natural gas appliances. Plus, Daughtridge Gas and Oil is your backyard expert with fire pits, grills, smokers, and more, including quality outdoor furniture at their Greenville Patio and Hearth Shop at 1901 Charles Boulevard. Go by and see the knowledgeable staff at Daughtridge Gas and Oil for propane delivery or call 756-1345.
Other restaurants claim their food is fresh and fast, but are they friendly? At Moore's, you're treated like family the minute you walk into their doors. With locations in Winterville, New Bern, Swansboro, Morehead City, and Jacksonville. We've been practicing what we preach since 1945. At Moore's, our barbecue is slow cooked and smoked over real wood daily until it's so tender it's falling off the bone. Combined with our fresh chicken, cooked-to-order seafood, and homemade fixins, we're sure you'll agree. If it's not Moore's, it's less.
Your confidence makes everything look good. You see the world in vivid color, not black and white. Swing through your neighborhood Fantastic Sam's Cut in color. and let our experienced stylists take you from everyday to extraordinary.
Fantastic Sam's hair salons are locally owned and operated. Our full-service salons are conveniently located in Goldsboro, Kinston, Greenville, New Bern, Jacksonville, and Calabash. Stop in today at Fantastic Sam's, where the possibilities are endless.
It's Greenville Toyota's model year-end move-out. Save on a new Corolla, just $149 a month. $149 a month. Or new Tacoma, $249 a month. $249 a month. Now get a move on and save at Greenville
We're live
Toyota.
with Steve and Igo on 94.3 The Game.
Hoist the Johnny Roger!
Now, back to Hoist the Colors.
Final segment here of Hoist the Colors on a Wednesday. We made our basketball game-by-game picks, at least Philip Pilkington and I have. We'll now get the take of James Giglio on the upcoming basketball season. We'll hear from intern Isaiah as well, who is he's making his show debut. Let's go ahead and introduce Isaiah. And Isaiah, first off, welcome to the show, man. Tell us a little bit about yourself. What year are you at ECU? How'd you get into sports? I know you're a big sports guy, so give us a little bit of your background, man.
So I'm originally from Concord. I actually want to thank you for letting me come onto your show.
Absolutely, man.
I love sports. I love sports since middle school. I figured out, well, everyone can't make the NFL or NBA. So one thing I like to do is argue and debate about sports. So that's why I'm here. So
you'll fit right in. Yeah.
And I'm a junior at ECU. Me and James actually have a show. So
y'all have a show? How am I just hearing about this?
I couldn't tell you. We just had it yesterday.
All right, so y'all are used to talking together. All right, easy enough.
Yeah.
Then. All right. Sorry about being a Cowboys fan. First off, if you go into that, we don't have enough time. Go Broncos. Thoughts on the frauds, upcoming? Man. Yeah, Broncos are frauds.
Yeah.
Oh man,
they're 5-2.
We might be.
Watch. Just watch. Just watch. It's okay.
I will say with Patrick Surtain out, I'm a little worried for the next handful of games. All right, but enough about that. ECU basketball. So Philip and I made our picks earlier, and here is how it ended up. So Philip has the Pirates going 14-17 and 7-11 in the conference. I've got ECU going 16-15, 8-10 in the conference. So we'll start with James. James, give us kind of your thoughts on the season, and do you have official record prediction?
Yeah, I mean, there hasn't really been a lot of buzz coming into the season, which has been pretty disappointing. I don't really know who to blame for that. Maybe it's just the team has got too many question marks on it. Really, the only buzz I've seen coming into the year, honestly, has been the new basketball court, which I'm excited about. But overall, the team definitely a tougher non-conference schedule than it has been. I was looking at some of their strength of schedule for their actual conference schedule. It's kind of middle of the road in the American. They do have Memphis coming here, but the American in general is kind of a big question mark right now. My official record prediction, I would say they play 31 games? I would say 17 and 14. 17, 14, that adds up to 31, right? Yeah. 17, 14.
17 and 14. All right. That's what I originally had ECU as, and then I was like, you know what? I need to get this closer to 500. All right, Isaiah, what you got?
I'm going with 16 and 15, personally. I believe that our bigs are going to be a problem. And we were talking off air, me and Philip, and I think that our guards are either going to hoop or they're just going to be non-existent, and we're going to get killed. So I feel like if our guards come to play and they can score, we'll be a lot better, and I believe we'll go 9-9 in conference and 7-6 out of conference.
All right, so we're all on that like mid-level, kind of middle-ish team. Although Philip, 14 wins, I feel like given the investment ECU has made in the roster, I think that would be disappointing. I think if you go above 500, it at least like you have some stability with the program that shows, back-to-back above 500 seasons for ECU is a step in the right direction, even though I think people are hoping for more, but just so many unknowns.
Yeah, so Isaiah and I were kind of talking this. I told him this before. It's like I feel like if there's a few question marks on this team as to whether or not they're role players or scorers. If they all hit as role players, we're probably only going to win 6 conference games. If they hit as actual scorers, there's no reason this team can't win 10 or 11. And almost, even though I have us at 7, I feel like that 7, 8, 9 is actually probably unrealistic. It's probably going to be one or the other.
All right, James and Isaiah, when you all see like North Carolina, Michigan State on the schedule, we'll start with James here. How excited are you about those games. Just as students, obviously, you want to see ECU basketball get some spotlight.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the North Carolina game, especially because that's at North Carolina. I'm definitely going to try and go to it. I think it's over winter break, so I mean, I should be able to make it over there. And the Michigan State in the tournament. Michigan State's another national brand. Tom Izzo, Hall of Fame coach. Definitely cool to see ECU playing these kind of opponents. And I mean, in the 2 years prior to me being here, we haven't really played any of these caliber kind of opponents. I mean, the best games we've had have been Florida Atlantic and Memphis and UNCW. So I'm definitely excited for them to play some national brands, and especially UNC because it's a local game.
And Isaiah, less than a minute left or so in the show, so don't go too long here. But as a student, are you excited to see the Pirates play some of these marquee games? Who knows? I mean, if you win one of them, you obviously can make some national headlines too.
Yeah, like you said, the UNC game, that's pretty big. Most of my family loves UNC, and I actually might be able to go to the game this year, so that would be pretty cool. But I see that as being a great game, and then I love Tom Izzo and I love basketball, so seeing them play Michigan State is going to be something to see. Obviously, it's going to be a tough game to win, but I see them going out there and playing hard, and hopefully we see something. Close game, maybe. I don't know.
Who knows? The Pirates, maybe they can pull a shocker this season under Coach Schwartz. Again, we are 6 days away from tip-off inside Minges Coliseum for ECU hosting Georgia Southern. All right, James. All right, Isaiah. Great job, gentlemen. And I'll have to tune into your show now that I know you'll have one.
Appreciate it. Tune in Tuesdays 5 to 6, man. Tune in.
All right. There you go. James and Isaiah. Philip, thanks as always to you.
Yeah,
and
man.
We will be back. Thursday, we'll have Ryan Wallen from Alice 24/7, and also we will visit with Macy O'Donnell, the ECU Sideline Report. So looking forward to that. We'll dive more into Temple and a whole lot more at that time. We'll see you then Thursday, 12 noon.
This has been Hoist the Colors with your host, Stephen Igo. Get a recap of this show at 943thegame.com and on your IBX Media app, on Twitter, Facebook, or anywhere you get your podcasts. Tune in weekdays at noon to get your ECU sports fix with Stephen Igo and Hoist the Colors on 94.3 The Game.
Hoist the Colors!